My name is Ian. I'm also known as WanderBeard around these parts, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be exploring the local Mayan city of Santiago here around the Lake Atitlán. Santiago is actually the largest city of all of the ones around the area. However, it's also one of the least visited by tourists. Good morning and welcome to Santiago Atitlan, or as it's known locally, Santiago, here on the shores of Lake Atitlán in Guatemala. This is now my third stop here around the lake, and I'm really excited to kind of show you a bit of Santiago today. It's kind of an amazing place. I've been here for a day or so now, and yeah, it reminds me a lot in some ways of San Juan, in that it's very much a local town without a lot of tourist development, and it's the exact kind of place that I like to see. So if you see here on the map, Santiago is actually nestled sort of down into almost, I'll call it the handle of the umbrella of Lake Atitlán, and we are nestled amongst the three major volcanoes that still exist here around the lake today. So unfortunately it's a little overcast at the moment, but just up through the trees here, that is San Pedro volcano. And then just over behind us here, you can just see the outer edge of one, and then the second volcano is right up behind that church. So it's a really kind of a unique place here in Lake Atitlán, just by its nature of being around the volcanoes, being mostly a local type city. And it also has a unique religion with a local deity that we're going to go try and find today. So Santiago here is actually the former capital of the Mayan Empire in this region. The primary population here in the city is almost entirely Mayan. About 90+% of the city comes from the Mayan group, the Sutuhil Maya. And so even today, you'll see, of course, like you do in many places in Guatemala, you see people wearing the traditional outfits. One of the things that's kind of interesting about here in Santiago is that you'll also see a lot of the men wearing the traditional outfits, which seems to be, so far at least, unique to Santiago from the places that I've visited. So the former Mayan capital was named Chuy here where Santiago now sits today amongst the three volcanoes. The other interesting thing that I touched on earlier was the religion that's here. Santiago has a religion that's sort of a unique mix of Christianity, specifically Catholicism, and Mayan. So one of the aspects of this religion is a local deity by the name of Maximon. And Maximon, the story goes, was that he was someone in the village who was sent to protect the wives of fishermen while they were out at sea. However, Maximon, of course, so the story goes, was a bit of a drinker and a bit of a philanderer, let's say. And so as a result of that, the fishermen in the local area became quite upset with him and his ways. So what ended up happening was that the locals then attacked Maximon, removed his limbs, and then left him as the stump that you see today with the deity, which is basically just the trunk and the head. And so here in Santiago, one of the things that happens is that every 12 months, there is a life-size deity statue that is preserved by a local family. And every 12 months, that deity moves to a new home. My understanding, and this might be wrong, but my understanding is that the move happens around Holy Week each year. So there's this weird mixture of Catholicism and Mayan history. There's a belief that the Maximon deity is directly linked back to one of the Mayan gods named Mom from ancient times. So there's a whole interesting mix to that. Today is Friday, and it's market day here in the city. So the downtown core area is just full of people selling everything: vegetables, clothing, home goods, whatever you can think of. There's people selling it. And so I thought it'd be interesting to take a walk down through that. Then we'll take a walk and see if we can run into Maximon's deity. And then we'll take a walk down to the lake's water edge, where all the boats come in here to Santiago. Water taxis are a huge part, obviously, of being here in the Lake Atitlán area. Some of the towns here are only accessible by boat, and it's also certainly the easiest way to get around the lake from place to place. So let's go have a wander and see what we find. So this is just the central square area that's here. There's actually a really cool model of the volcanoes that we're going to take a look at here in a second. So again, there's San Pedro volcano. You can just see the top of it's covered up at the moment. Let's take a walk down through here. I'll show you the giant 25 centavos piece that's in the park, and then take a walk down through the market itself. You see lots of flowers and birds and stuff that's painted. All this seating's been painted. And here's a model of the lake. So to give you a bit of reference here, so Santiago's over there, sort of in that, again, as I said earlier, sort of the handle of the umbrella. We started our trip coming in from Pana here. We took the boat over to San Pedro first, and then San Juan, walked over to San Pablo. And now we're working our way back across the lake. Santiago. San Lucas Tolaman is in that other corner, and then we're going to sweep our way up around this way by the time we're done. And then we'll finish up back in Panajachel, because that is where all of the buses and colectivos and things leave from here to head to our next destination in Guatemala. And there's the giant 25-cent piece that sits here in the park. There was a plaque here at one time, I think, but you can't read it anymore. So anyway, let's take a walk down through the market here and give you a little look at what it's like here in Santiago on a Friday. Gonna make our way down through the market here, and as you can see, it's very busy on Fridays. Everybody is out. I was down here yesterday just kind of wandering around, and it was nowhere near this busy. So Fridays are definitely the day to come if you want to see what the market life is like here in Santiago. It is crowded. It kind of goes in every direction, so it keeps going that way quite a ways. We're going to head down this way, down the hill. This is down towards where I believe Maximon is located. A little bit of everything, as you can see here at the market. It's a great spot to come, though, if you're looking for, things to buy. If you need to pick up supplies while you're traveling, or, food if you're going to do some cooking while you're here.
So Friday must be a market day.
This is the best place to come, and Fridays are the best day of the week to do it. So I've been told the Maximon deity is just right down this little alleyway. Let's go see if they were right. Well, I found the place. I'm just waiting for a minute because there's some people inside with the deity at the moment, so I want to wait for them to finish. But this is where it is. It's just located inside this little greenhouse. I'm going to speak real quiet because we're inside here and there's people praying, but I just wanted to come in and show you what it looks like on the inside here.
I swear, I fortune, I means, I plan, I am patron Santiago. Santiago is Kikota Kahora of the Quad. Manens Hilary Takha Shute 3, 4 o 5 puertas la ik.
Well, that was really cool and very sort of moving in a way, I think. You've got this religious deity that is unique to this area and revered by the majority of the people in the city. And you get one family every year who is assigned to take care of it, basically. So we're just going to keep making our way down here to the street and continue our walk down through Santiago and take a walk down to the waterfront. So we're sort of at the corner here where I would argue the local city begins and the tourist zone also begins. And as you head down this hill, you head down through, as you can see, all the tourist shops are down this way. But this is where you come in initially on the boats. So if you're coming to Santiago for a visit or for a stay, this is the hill. Like most places around Lake Atitlán, the hill that you initially have to climb to get up to the town. But it is a beautiful view down here at the bottom when you get there. And let's make our way down and take a look. So we just made our way down the hill here to the waterfront. Have a little look around. So as I said, this is sort of, where you begin and end your visits to Santiago Atitlan. And always lots of vendors, lots of people trying to sell things, which you can just politely say no to and continue on your way. But yeah, it's kind of a nice little park area down here. So there's all the boats that you can get to and from here. It's a pretty busy spot because of the size of the city. And then so again, there's San Pedro volcano with just the very top of it being covered over with some clouds. And then the other two are very much covered over right now up behind there. And like every other city, Santiago Atitlan has its own sign. This one has seen better days, but there was recently an election here in Guatemala in the last 12 months. So a lot of times when you go to these different places now, you'll see signs that say administration from 2024 to 2028. Because of the election, they get 4 years, and then they come through and they try and spruce up the place a bit. One thing I will say is that the vendors here in Santiago are far more aggressive than most other places I've been. You take a little walk down by the waterfront and you get swarmed. So, and it's hard to say no, but At the same time, I also have a budget and very limited space for my plans going forward. So it's very difficult to find something small enough that you don't mind picking up, and then having to say no to everybody else. So it's a struggle I actually do deal with on a daily basis. I would love to support everybody and buy something from everyone if I could, but the reality of that is I just can't, based on, you know, what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So, but if you come down to Santiago, there's certainly no shortage of vendors who have items for sale down by the boats for you to come in and check out. My microphone has decided to turn off and won't work at the moment. So anyway, I just wanted to quickly show you where I'm staying here in Santiago. I found this cute little place called Casa Rebecca, and the door at the top of the stairs is the entrance. Very easy to identify if you're walking along, but also tricky to find if you don't know where you're going. One of the things about Santiago is that none of the streets have street names. So everything is by zone and then by block. And it can get a little tricky, but when you have a door that looks like that, it does make it easy. So one of the nice things about staying here is you get a full kitchen to access, stove, fridge, fresh water, all kinds of plates and dishes up there. And we'll go upstairs and take a look at the room. So here at Casa Rebecca, it was 150 quetzales a night, and this is the room I've been staying in for the last night was my second night. So, you know, pretty comfortable, nice double-sized bed, little table beside it, good desk over here, working off of, and a dresser. Out through here, you can actually see volcano San Pedro. A little overcast at the moment, but nice there. Really nice breeze through here between those windows and this front door. And then out here is the bathroom, which is shared. However, I am the only person here at the moment. So nice shower, real hot water, not just an electric shower head. And then upstairs is actually a balcony area with another place to stay, but I won't go up there. And then just outside the bathroom, there's a nice little sink here with a mirror and stuff like that. So yeah, good little spot. Close to downtown, like 5 or 10 minutes to everything here, which is great. So yeah, definitely would recommend it if you're looking for a place to stay here in Santiago. Anyway, that's my quick little tour of Santiago Atitlan here on Lake Atitlán. And I hope you like this video. It's another of the shorter series of videos that I'm doing around the lake here to kind of showcase some of the different towns that I visit. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment below to let me know that you were here. I do take the time to respond to all the comments that I receive, and I always appreciate them. If this is your first time coming across my channel, please subscribe. Just hit that little subscribe button down below. Take you 2 seconds, doesn't cost anything. If you'd like to support me further, there's a couple different ways you can do that. I have some YouTube memberships set up for early access to videos, some bonus perks and things like that if you're interested. There's also a one-time donation link down below through PayPal. And remember, life is short. Wander. And I'll see you in the next video.